Let's do get more on the Israel-Iran conflict. NBC's chief foreign correspondent, Richard Engel, is on the ground in Jerusalem this morning. Richard, the reports here sound like this was carefully calibrated. Do you agree?
It was a very limited strike, and if you look around the streets of Israel, you would hardly know that anything happened. There have been no instructions given to the public for people to take shelter. Traffic is flowing as normal. People are out. People are shopping. The airport is open, airspace uninterrupted, and that's a pretty strong indication that Israel doesn't expect an immediate counterstrike and tried to calibrate its response. And what's interesting is Iran is also downplaying this. We've been talking over the last couple of days how Iran has been making threats, was threatening fire and brimstone, that if Israel attacked, it would immediately respond with a ferocious attack of its own. But instead, what Iran is saying is that since this attack on the airbase, an airbase in Isfahan, was so small that it's a sign that Israel was intimidated, that Israel was too afraid to do more, and therefore painting it as a success for Iran. So if both sides can walk away feeling that this was a victory, that is a best-case scenario, because that is how you de-escalate all conflicts around the world. You give each side an off-ramp. So this is not over, but things are looking like we are heading potentially toward a de-escalation of this part of the conflict, of the direct Iran versus Israel head-to-head. We attack your country, and we'll respond by attacking the other directly.
Okay, Richard, first, Jim Cramer, I want to salute you for unbelievably neutral reporting and for also unbelievably situation, once again, where your life's in jeopardy. So it's unbelievable how good you are. But I want to talk about targets.
Thank you.
No problem. You don't get it enough. Why don't I just tell you? Targets. Why that target? What the heck? Why that target in Iran? And who's there? What's there? And is that not in itself a sign that they're not going after, obviously, really populated areas that could have caused a terrible, terrible tragedy of life?
So this was a military base in Isfahan, just outside of Isfahan. Isfahan is in central Iran. It is a historic city. It's one of the most beautiful cities in the world, really, certainly one of the most beautiful in Iran. There's an expression in the country, Isfahan Nus Jahan. It means Isfahan is half the world and contains half the world's beauties. It has arches, it has mosques, grand bazaars, a wonderful place, but it also has a military industrial component. The uranium enrichment site is there. Natanz, the biggest one in the facility. That was not attacked. It was not touched. In fact, Iranian TV put out pictures today showing the main circle in Isfahan with traffic flowing as normal. Iranian state television anchors were telling people that things were, that they should live their life as normal. One saying that the Israeli strike was no big deal. They showed life continuing in that country. So it seems that Israel chose that because there's also a missile production facility there that produces medium-range missiles. When Iran attacked this country, it used ballistic missiles that fired. They were almost all shot down, but that they were fired here. So it seems like Israel attacked a missile production area in order to send a message to Iran: A, that it can get through its air defenses, and B, you target us, we'll target your military facilities. And by the way, Iran's main target in Israel was also a military base.
Richard, streets listening closely to you this morning. Thanks for that. And hopefully later this morning or today, in the days to come, we can talk about maybe longer-term diplomatic pushes. That's our Richard Engel in Jerusalem.